Hi everyone, it's Dr. Tidman. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today is part 5 of a 5-part series, How Can I Get Help Once I'm Home? If you've watched the 4 previous parts, bravo to you. This part will be rather brief, but I'll just in general be reviewing some community resources, some websites you can go to for information, and then of course every state is different, so you'll have resources in your own state that you can access, but this is a good starting point. This series was created based on my 45 years in healthcare practice as an occupational therapist. In that 45 years, I developed a passion for the poor families and patients who didn't get the information and the education they needed, and they were transitioned from place to place and had no idea what was going on. That was actually the passion that helped me write my 2 books. The first one, Families in the ICU, a survival guide, and that is how do you survive and navigate the intensive care unit. And the second one is Families in the Rehab Center and Beyond. So once you get out of the hospital and head to rehab, what happens then? How do you navigate that facility? And then going home, what equipment do you need? How do you get home health? They're all in those books, and a lot of this information in this 5-part series has been taken from my books. I'll put the links to obtaining the books in the description below. They're both available on Amazon. I hope you're learning something from this series. I'd love it if you will comment if you did learn anything or any questions you might have. And then, of course, I always have my tips and takeaways at the end, and will actually put my email address in the description as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about community support agencies, some support groups for patients and caregivers, some state and local organizations, but of course your state and local organizations will be very specific to your state, ongoing support options, and some federal agencies that have some very extensive websites with tons of information. So I'm all about the families and the patients getting the information they need. So the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has a huge website. If you go on to hhs.gov/programs/social services, you can find tons of community resources, federal agencies, organizations. A real clearinghouse of information is the hhs.gov website. Similarly is the National Council on Aging website, ncoa.org. Again, page after page after site of information that'll really get you started. Information for caregivers, information that's diagnosis specific, just lots of things. And then the American Society on Aging, same thing, asaging.org. Another incredible website for information, education, and resources. So AARP, many of you know about the AARP. Again, what an organization, especially for caregiver resources. Agencies to contact, frequently asked questions, other websites that are helpful. And then, of course, the Social Security Administration has a ton of online services that you can get the information you need and contact the agencies that will be most helpful to you and your family member. Then we get to more diagnosis-specific agencies. For stroke or brain injury, I love the Rancho Los Amigos Cognitive Family Guide. If your family member has had a stroke or a head injury and they're having a lot of behavior problems, you're not sure how to communicate with them, the Rancho Los Amigos site has a lot of free downloadable information guides and family guides and dealing with certain behaviors in your family member after an injury. So check out Rancho Los Amigos. Again, here's that hss.org. They have so many things. Organization, longtermcare.gov gives you information on long-term care resources and coverages and insurance and what long-term care facility guidelines there are. And then, of course, the National Institute of Aging through the National Institutes of Health. Again, so many resources. You have resources. You have answers that you can get on these websites. The topics on the NIA-NIH website, these are just a few. Alzheimer's and dementia care, brain health, caregiving in general, some of the clinical trials and studies that are out there being done on specific diagnoses, some exercise and physical activity recommendations, healthy eating recommendations, information on menopause and stroke and type 2 diabetes, and it's just a wealth of information. So, final tips, be informed. Get yourself on those sites. Download some of that information, print it out, read it. Contact the agencies. Get information from them. Ask them if there's a chapter in your city. There may be. Know what you're eligible for. Know what your coverages are. I've said this a lot in this series. And join a local support group or adult senior community center. They have program after program you can be involved with. So again, this was part 5 of the 5-part series, Caregiving 101. I really pray that you did gain some information from this series. If you did, be sure to comment below. You can also ask questions in the comments. I check them all the time. Or you can email me at melanietidman@gmail.com. I'll put the links to my 2 books in the description. And thank you for viewing this 5-part series, Caregiving 101. Look for my next series posting on Mondays. And take care, everyone.